So this blast of winter has arrived a little more than 4 weeks early. So our timeline might be off just a little bit. We have a little more than 6 weeks left in 2022. So that means it's really the right time to start thinking about your goals and resolutions for next year. Maybe one of your goals is to be a little more self-reflective. So today, if that's the case for you, we have a fantastic book recommendation, and we have the author of that book, Tony Rubleski, here to talk about his brand new book called Positive Disruption, Volume 2, a quote and question to upshift your life. Welcome back to 8West,
Well,
Tony.
thank you. It's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Positive Disruption 1, I think, was launched at a perfect time when everybody needed it.
Okay.
Is this a continuation of that?
It is, and we talk about that. We launched it in the fall of 2020 when the world was literally locked down. So to come back out 2 years later, it's nice to have the world open, but still a lot of the challenges remain, Terry. So it is a continuation. It was a lot of fun, and we had more time to edit this time. Instead of rushing it to press like we did in the fall of 20 to get ready for the holidays. So
yeah, so let's talk about this. Exactly what can people find when they open this book? Because I think a lot of people really need maybe prompts to find the opportunity to reflect, to find inspiration, and you're providing that.
Well, it's a great question. A couple of things is it's a book about you, the reader. So it's not a lot of words in there, but it's really a journal where people self-reflect and they have a quote to prompt. And there's a couple of questions at the end of each day. So it's like a daily journal that a lot of people from Volume 1 enjoyed. And the feedback we got from people from Canada to South America was, our family uses this at their table. We use it in the morning. We use it at night before we go to bed. So it's been fun to see this book, amongst my many, get a very broad audience that really enjoy it. So it's more about you digging down a few minutes each day to self-reflect.
Yeah, and I think that's an important piece of, when you read about sort of the habits of people who are successful, it does involve having that time every day set aside to be quiet and reflect. Why is that so important?
Well, it's another great question is, I hold up my phone here. This thing is a very good production tool for productivity and communication, but it's very distracting, Terry. Social media, we have about a 9-second attention span. So my argument the last couple years, in a good way with the first volume and now Volume 2 coming out, is take time and get selfish for yourself. The world's noisy. There's a lot of external distraction going on. Very few people, unless they intentionally make it a habit, sit down and do meditation or prayers or devotionals or a journal. So this is a compliment to those that already do that. It may be a new discovery for those that have never thought of that.
Yeah, you talk about journals and how nice it would be to sort of have that, that way to remember what your frame of thought was at a particular moment on a particular day. And that's really what people will have as they complete Volume 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And I have to give a quick plug to Kelsey Sanders, who really helped orchestrate the questions. I was too close to the work. You're a fellow writer. And when you're too close to it, you need outside perspective. It's a team. So Kelsey was very good at helping us get the questions so they weren't as redundant. And the quotes were fun because we had readers and fans submit quotes for a contest. And there's a lot of folks that are no longer alive in that book. We have a lot of current people that submitted quotes that made it in the book for inclusion. So it's fun. It's interactive. It's a joy to write. That's another reason we did it. So
you've been traveling a little. I know you do a lot of training. You are on the front lines helping people and businesses and organizations. What's sort of your overall feel? Are people back to normal, or is it a new normal that people are trying to adjust to, businesses, individuals, and organizations?
That is a powerful question, Terry. It depends. Some industries are doing very well because they're busy. Some are starting to see the recession hit. So I'm around more people that are engaging, that are positive to bring me in. They have the guts to bring a guy that wears pink in, that's a little eccentric. And I mean that in a very loving way, that people want to improve. I'm not the guy that says, people give up all the time. Everyone has goals and dreams. Some are more vocal about it, some keep it hidden, and some don't know that they have that potential in them. So the economy to me is strange right now. I don't work for the Federal Reserve. I'm around CEOs and leaders of for-profit, nonprofit that give me a read. But I think people are very genuinely interested in learning and self-improvement. It's in our DNA to keep learning and growing. And it's fun when you have an 80-year-old that gets the book to a 16-year-old that enjoys the book. It shows me that we all have this huge potential.
Yeah. How would people get their hands on the book? And as we're talking, I'm thinking, you know, a lot of companies want to give their employees a gift at the end of the year. Would that be something that you'd be able to produce in volume for an organization or a company?
For sure. We did that with Volume 1. We had people order 50, 100, 200, 300 at a time. So that's definitely something we're doing. The easiest way for the viewers is to check it out on Amazon.com. This time we have Amazon pick this book up for distribution and Volume 1. Challenge we had with Volume 1 was we couldn't get international orders out because shipping was so expensive. And during the pandemic, it was tricky to get things mailed. So Amazon's your easiest way to find it. And companies can reach out to our team if they're interested in bulk quantities.
Right, and if they're interested in bringing you in to do team building or some kind of personal development, your website's a great opportunity for that too.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thanks so much, and congrats to you. If you didn't know it, your daughter has been serving this state well for the last year. Miss Michigan.
Very, very proud of Paige. She's just a go-getter, and it's awesome to see that.
It has been wonderful. Well, thanks so much. It's been great to get to know you, and stay right there. More of 8 West when we come back. Don't go away.